somehow recently I find, like in everyday life, when I'm busy with something, it's kind of like it has always been. But sometimes when there is like this, I call it free or empty time that I don't need to fill with anything, then it suddenly became kind of quite hard. So there are a lot of thoughts going through, and for example, but it's always based on some kind of comparison with the past. So for example, it seems that nature in the past was this kind of quieting mechanism that was in a way enabled me to relax, and now in this kind of time where when I don't need to do anything, it's kind of this heaviness is kind of more like more vivid than before. Before it was there's a heaviness, but let's say that then I on one side I felt it seemed that I was able to go into it, and on the other, it's for example in nature or some kind of, I don't know what to call it, contact or some kind of relaxation was happening, and some patterns were falling off. But recently it's kind of just this heaviness, and
Okay, so when you're waking up, what happens is that life presents the polar opposites. So if you've been a really good person your whole life and you've tried to be a really good person, then it's going to present and haunt you with the bad person. Like you're going to fear the bad person. You're going to have insecurities about the bad person. So this is what happens when you're waking up. So whatever you've been identified with in the past, you're going to get the opposite coming up. That's the nature of it. I don't know why that's the nature of it, but it's like it presents both sides, and you have to see that neither are you. Who you are is the stillness. It's like it intensely shows up the opposite to what you want to be, and you have to see that neither of them are you, and the freedom is in the stillness, is in presence, not in either of those. So what is it that you would like to be in those moments? I bet light, and then you get heavy.
so it's,
it always does this. You have to see
so
that you are
like,
beyond that.
So yeah, let's say I go to nature and I can find myself that it's impossible for me to stop thinking about work, for example.
Yeah.
And I find this very awkward because, okay, so then the comparison mechanism turns on and says, oh, in the past it was so nice, to sit, I don't know, in a park or somewhere, and it felt like that. And now I go there and I keep thinking about I don't know, work or something else, something like analytical. And from one side, I know that I have no control over this, but on the other hand, it just seems weird, and there's this intention. Oh, why do I need to keep thinking about it? I don't want to keep thinking about it.
Yeah. So what's happening in your body when all of that's happening?
So I feel I became. It seems at least that I'm more disconnected from the body. That I'm more in the head. That's at least what it seems to me. That again, it's this comparison with the past. It seems to me that in the past I was more into the body, and now it feels like everything goes into the head.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think's appearing in the body when you're going into your head?
What's appearing in the body?
Yeah. I know it's always changing, but do you have overriding feelings that happen in the body, or patterns that are feelings that are happening in the body?
Yeah, but I see the connection that they are kind of caused by the thoughts, I think. So, for example, there is some thought about work, and then that kind of stimulates for the fear. But then the fear. So there is some kind of moment of, let's say, fear, but then it comes back very fast to the attention. Very fast comes back to the thoughts.
And the fear goes away when you're back in your thoughts?
No, it's difficult to say because then there are only those thoughts somehow. The attention is
just
mostly
totally.
there. So the body feels tense. Yeah, so there is a tension in the body. That's true. So the body is not relaxed because there's the tension, because the thoughts are trying to get somewhere. So it's like an effort. Yeah.
And what sort of things are you thinking about work? Like you're worrying about it, like what you haven't done?
Yeah. So of course, in this and in the kind of academic reality, there's always the sense that so I guess it's always the sense of not enough, wanting to be more, or some kind of disappointment that some idea didn't work out, or some kind of sense of needing to have more results, or so it's underlyingly that it's not enough, let's say.
Yeah.
Although on a deeper level, like it still seems that there are kind of levels. So on one level, let's say intellectually, there is understanding that this pattern is useless, that no matter how many results I would have or I wouldn't have, there would always be this kind of meaningless pattern that would kind of compare ourselves to others and want more results and so on. But on the other hand, because this is how the environment functions, it gets taken by the system and causes this tension.
Yeah. So let's just do a little bit of a meditation now. So if you just shut your eyes, Philip.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to put your attention in your feet. Now know when you're doing this that this isn't a prescription, this is a description. So there is a suggestion and it's either followed or it's not followed. It's nothing personal. That isn't you doing it. There is no person with free will. There is functioning bodies that can be given information, respond to that information and move according to that information. But that's not a separate entity. We can do it with our phones. We can ask Siri to do things for us, but he doesn't believe he has free will. He is just a program. We are like that too. So when I say put your attention in your feet, I'm not implying that you have the free will to, but the words come out and more than likely your attention will go to your feet. Because you're not listening to me to say, go and open the door. If I say go and open the door, there's a good chance that will happen. But just put your attention in the feet. And just imagine your feet getting longer and longer and longer. So they're getting further and further away from your head. And now do it with your hands. Put your attention in your hands. And just imagine they're getting longer and longer and longer. And just put your attention in your legs. In your butt. In your groin. In your stomach. Your chest. Your shoulders. Your throat. your jaw, your nose, your head. Now the senses are the way in which life is experiencing itself. So you could say that the senses are consciousness. That consciousness isn't separate looking at the senses are consciousness. And the senses aren't separate from that which they sense. So now the sound of my voice isn't outside of you. There's not an end to your hearing and a beginning to my voice. So just put your attention in the hearing and see if you can find that. See if you can find the place where your hearing stops and my speaking starts. I don't mean in thoughts. In thoughts you can say she speaks, I hear. I mean in the direct experience, where is the separation between the sound of my voice and the hearing? And the more this becomes seen, your hearing becomes infinite space. Your seeing becomes infinite space. Your feeling becomes infinite space. Your smelling becomes infinite space. Your taste, your emotions, your thinking. Because none of it belongs to anyone. There is only sensation, and sensation is the whole entire world. Who you truly are is huge, bigger than anything you could imagine. When we're lost in thought, not that there's something wrong with thought, thought is another sensation, but when we're lost in thought, that we believe we are a thought, and that becomes the energetic expression, it feels like we're in relationship to life, we suffer because we become so identified and attached to everything, and we're always trying to find home, love, in form. So we're on this kind of crazy search of getting attached to everything, and at the same time never feeling like you find it. So we're like running at 100 miles an hour, trying to find that love, trying to find home, but we're trying to take everything with us. We're trying to take our home, we're trying to take our computer, we're trying to take our intellect, we're trying to take our clothes, our possessions, our sofa, our sunflowers, our money, our bank balance, our intelligence, our genius, our friends. So we're trying to run at 100 miles an hour to find home, and we're trying to take everything we can with us. And it's exhausting. Your freedom, that which you look for, is in what's happening. It's in the emptiness of what's happening, because sensation isn't happening to anyone. There is no one actually that suffers. There's an appearance of a separate person that believes it's real and believes it suffers, and then it gives the appearance of suffering. But beyond that, there is nobody to suffer. Sensation is empty. Consciousness is empty. And simultaneously it's full. The full side is love. The conscious watching side is empty. It's so beautiful. This is so empty now. Don't look for this in thought. It's in what's happening. And so your mind, your obsession with the intelligence and finding in intelligence has grown the intelligence, because like I said, when waking up it will present the opposite. So it presents the opposite of the hell of thinking, and then the pleasure of thinking, the beauty and the gift of thinking, because you have a great gift, you're so intelligent and you've got a great mind. But the opposite side of it is it's like a wild beast that doesn't stop. And you have to see that love, what you look for, isn't found in thinking. Really see it. And equally, it's not found in not thinking. It's found in the middle of everything. So it's not either polarity. It's not about thinking or not thinking. It's in the experience. That's where home is. Home is in what's happening, not in avoiding what's happening. Are you still there, Philip?
Yeah. Now it feels very nice. Now it feels very nice.
I forgot you were there.
No, I'm there. I don't know.
And then I saw a big picture of me, and I was like, why is there a picture of me there? And then I remembered. Oh, nice. Yeah, so you can listen to that back, and maybe you can just take that as an MP3 and you go into the forest and listen to that.
But I guess it's the when it's kind of live, it's, I don't know, the strongest, one could say, yeah?
Yeah. But there's all this stuff on the internet to help keep reminding you. But it's most probably going to keep presenting this thinking issue for you because that's your karma. Like other people are the lover, they get lost in love affairs and feeling rejected and feeling unloved, and your karma is most probably going to be the thinking one. The minds keep believing that you can work life out. So nice. Oh, but thanks for. Sorry.
Yeah, because it can also, like, there's this fact that it can also work out the non-thinking as well. Yeah, that's the trick. So.
And it's not in non-thinking either. Thinking is a gift. It's never in any extreme polarity. So it's not in peace. It's not in war. It's not in beauty. It's not in ugliness. It's not in thinking. It's not in non-thinking. So sometimes we think if we don't think, then we're still. And that's not it either. Thinking is a sense. It's appearing like all other. It's not in not thinking. You know, if you get into the mentality of it's not thinking, then you'll be trying to avoid thinking. It won't work. It's like chasing your tail. It's coming back to the center. So when I did that meditation with you, I could feel there were moments of it breaking, like moments of that energy relaxing back into itself. There's something perceiving the thinking. There is perception of the thinking. That's where the stillness is. It's not about avoiding thinking. But you equally won't find that perception in thinking. Perception is instantaneous. It's right here, and perception isn't separate from sensation. It's instant. Freedom is instant. What you look for is instant. And the mind goes in all these crazy dreams, backwards and forwards, and in opposites, trying to get there. I think that's enough for you and me. I send you lots of love.
Thank you.
Oh, with pleasure. Lots of love. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's nice catching up with people after a while. You see them, and then a year later you see or hear from them again.